recording. Yes. All right. Sweet. Hello, everybody, my lovely audience, and yes, What can we be doing here? Oh, yes, it's a mummy, man. Yes, totally not. Oh, fuck me. No, it's not a mummy. All right. It is Negative Man from DC Comics, aka the man that's from Doom Patrol. You know, the gay guy. Anyhow, so this is Negative Man, if those people actually like DC Comics. And what's going on here is this. So, Deku, he's going to be going on a plane with his mom, and mostly just, go over, a vacation, in Japan, because screw it. And he goes over to, I would say, I don't know, some nice place. And when they're getting back, they're coming back on this flight, and the flight has some delays and some problems. And when they get on, they go off the flight. Seems normal enough. It's around when they are, just in the air chilling, and that's when they start getting turbulence. And this is something I think everybody was afraid of, turbulence. Come on, let's be honest, it's scary sometimes. And they get hit by a lot of it. And what ends up happening real soon is this. They're basically almost there. They're almost there. And the plane gets ripped in half. Deku gets sent flying out of his seat and starts free-falling, basically. And what do you know it? Seeing how he was treated worthless without a quirk, and how he's basically just going to die here at this moment, he sees that he's worthless. That's all going through his mind. It just kill yourself, all that. It's going through his mind, and he immediately wakes up. And when he wakes up, he sees that he is kind of fine. Problem is, he's in a wrecked plane. He landed in one of the plane, another ripped off half. Mind you, he's the only survivor of this. Come on, let's be honest, it makes sense. And what he got hit by, I will explain later on. But basically, it's what's going on here is this. So, Deku kinda has a quirk. Kinda. I'll explain later. But, yeah, so basically what happened was, he's kind of alive. And burnt pretty bad. And what ends up happening is this. Right around when EMTs, anyone comes around, it's been around 2 days. And Deku is groveling in pain. Amazing he's not died of shock. And when paramedics find him barely alive, they get him out of there. They get him treated, they get him all this. And it takes forever to ID him. And he's mainly in a coma for about... How long do burn victims stay like that for a while? He's young, so he's going to definitely make a recovery. I'd say about 6 months it takes to ID him properly. And because there was so many people on the flight and kids and all that, so it was really hard. And they were trying to find out why he was the only one that survived. Investigators were trying to figure that out. Because they don't see how he was they heard he was kind of quirkless. Didn't show signs of a quirk awakening. Let's say he's quirked, in a sense. And, no, I'm going to say he doesn't have a quirk instead. Screw it. And what ends up happening is this. What ends up happening is... Oh, and by the way, I would say that the plane got hit by lightning. Why not make it fun? It got hit by lightning and a bunch of other shit. Storm appeared out of nowhere. What ends up happening is Deku gets adopted by Bakugo's family. Now, Bakugo looks bad. The whole burns and everything, he looks bad. and doctors recommend that he wears bandages because the burns, they're not healing properly. So he's got to wear the bandages until they say so. And he's going to be wearing these bandages for probably the rest of his life. And he's not happy about this. He's just depressed, really. He's lost his mother. He's now stuck with Bakugo, who's treated him like shit. And let's put it this way, someone who is somehow alive, Bakugo will still pick on him. And I would say that Deku would still be going through hell. He'd be in pain a lot of the time, and he wouldn't realize that pain is just his mind doing it to him, really. He's taking all kinds of drugs and all that stuff just to, help out with it, but it's not helping. And what ends up happening is he gets into a place where he's in a very bad bind. And mind you, this is going to get depressing fast. So if you have problems with depression or anything like that, click away now. Okay. If you haven't clicked away, do it now. This is going to get bad real fast, quicker and quicker and quicker. So what ends up happening is this. Deku tries to commit suicide. And what happens is when he jumps off the building, he hits the ground. He hits it hard. And what he jumped off of was a school building. And he did it right in front of everyone when school was getting out. And just to show to Bakugo that he did it. That way he can feel some kind of pain. And what ended up happening is this. When he landed in front of Bakugo, he felt immense pain. But that was it. He just felt pain. Rolled over. People saw that the bandages were kind of just bleeding. That was it. And the blood just started to slowly stop. And that's when the teachers came around and everyone was coming around just trying to figure out what's going on. Bakugo in the back just wondering what he did. He thinks that Deku's dead because he didn't see him roll over. And he's just feeling crappy because he's like, my words and my actions did this. And that's when I would say Bakugo's mother, everybody's coming around, everybody's trying to figure out what's going on. He goes to the hospital, people are trying to figure out how he's he has no broken bones and all that. And if I'm being too low, I'm sorry, just right now my throat doesn't feel so good, so I'm just not feeling the best. Yeah, it just hurts in the back of my throat. Probably a sinus thing or something, I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, so yeah, Deku goes to the hospital. They're thinking, oh yes, he'll be fine, oh whatever, something like that. Or some kind of medicine in My Hero Academia. It doesn't make sense. So yeah, they're trying to figure out what's going on, and Bakugo's mom is wondering what happened. Bakugo gets in trouble, yada yada, and she tells him that you're not going to be a hero with this kind of way of dealing with things and way of treating people. And that kind of sets Bakugo on a straight road because he's been used to being complimented over and over. So this is a wake-up call to him. And what ends up happening is this. Deku, when he wakes up, he's completely fine. He's actually lying in his own bed there at Bakugo's home. And when he wakes up, he finds out that, yeah, he jumped, all right. He definitely did it. And he was definitely depressed. It's enough to do it, and they're probably looking for stuff about that. But he's somehow alive, and they said that he has probably some type of healing quirk that allows him to regenerate. And that just hurts for Deku, because he's just going to feel pain all of his life. And Bakugo feeling like shit, knowing that he did that. that he's got to be more careful. And that's right around when I would say that Deku kind of goes into like an isolation. It goes full introvert. And what ends up happening here is this. When Deku, I'm going to say when he's 15, he's still an All Might fan. He just doesn't show it as much. He doesn't talk as much. People just feel bad for him because he's got this regeneration quirk and he's in constant pain. And he's taking all kinds of painkillers for it. And what ends up happening, I'd say it's right around with the sludge villain. And people were just worried about his bandages. He changes them almost every day. And when the sludge villain attacks on him, I'm going to say that, yeah, it's the same kind of altercation with All Might and all that. And he knows he could probably be a hero. Just, he's going to have to work harder because it's a regeneration quirk. And Deku definitely would be working hard. It's just not in the right areas. He's trying to think, oh yes, it's a regeneration quirk, so I should be hurting myself. Well, he's in constant pain, so it's obviously regenerating him a lot. Hard to say, really. And what ends up happening is this. So Deku, after getting saved, he's walking home, and then he hears an explosion. Goes over to check it out. I'm going to say that the ball fell out either way, and Sledgehammer got loose, because it would have happened either way. There's no way of denying that. All Might's pockets are crap, let's be honest. He's jumping that high, that fast. It's going to fall out. He can't say shit. So, yeah. It falls, it gets Bakugo in it, and what ends up happening here is this. When he sees Bakugo, he's worried. He's really worried. One, he doesn't want him to die. He doesn't. He's got a hero's heart still, even after all that torment. And what he does is he basically, wanting to save that person, instantly his body reacts. And, well, he goes, what's the word? I can't remember. Basically, his subconscious goes out of his body, and, he starts floating. He notices this. And he realizes that he feels juiced up. He doesn't feel pain. He feels power. And he goes over to save Bakugo, grabbing him, pulling him out of the sludge villain, burning the sludge villain, and dropping him off. And Bakugo's explosions, he kind of absorbs some of them, thinking that it was a monster of some kind as well. Astral projection, that's what it was. And after that, Deku's kind of feeling tired. And Deku's body, he kind of just fell over like a husk. Like how it says in, how this works. And what ends up happening is this. Deku, obvious. He goes ahead and, he feels tired, and he slowly, without realizing it, goes back into his body. But really fast. And no one really sees where the spirit thing went. Everybody's like wondering what happened. All Might saw his body go limp as soon as the ghost started, going away. And I think the heroes stepped in right as soon as he was away from the battle, and from the whole fight. And I would say that they were able to subdue him for a bit, or hold him off. And what ended up happening was this. All Might grabbed Deku's body just to get him out of the way. And when Deku wakes up, he's kind of just doesn't feel so good. and he sees All Might, like Small Might really, doesn't know it's All Might, above him, just making sure he's okay. And he, after seeing that the Sledgehammer's not like giving up, and that Bakugo is like safe, he says, "Stay here. I gotta do something." And what ends up happening is this: All Might transforms in front of Deku and charges in and saves the day. Now he's stunned. He's beyond stunned. And when All Might comes back, he takes Deku with him. No one really sees Deku. They just see him, All Might, jump away and then go in somewhere and then disappear. And All Might grabs Deku and then jumps away with him. And they kind of meet up on like a rooftop, and that's when All Might explains everything and explains the injury, and then explains the what he saw. And Deku explains that he doesn't know what the hell just happened. It just happened. And after finding that out, he asks him, "What exactly were you feeling?" And he just wanted to save Bakugo. He wanted to save him. That's all he says. He wanted to save him. And All Might's like, "Well, there you go. That's what fueled you. So just wanting to save someone makes you able to do it." And he explains that this is a really powerful quirk, and he'd really want to train him and find out more about it and help him control it. So the months of training, 10 months of training, I think it was 10 months, I don't remember. He's going to be doing that with All Might as quirk training. And it's also going to be some body training, because he does want to pass on this quirk, like his quirk, to him to increase the power, because it's a really strong quirk, but he's afraid that it's too strong. And if he boosts it, it will just make it so strong. It's going to be really hard to control. So what ends up happening is this. He's basically just thinking about it the whole time. And as he gets, Deku's muscle up, and it's coming to him pretty naturally. The regeneration really does help with building the muscle. And I'm going to say that around when, what is it? Right around when he's like doing the quirk training, he's mostly doing like scenario runs, really. Oh, like imagine this is the person that you want to save, and imagine the person, and then do it. And he's training it a lot, and he's able to do it around, like he's only able to keep him do the astral projection for about, I don't know, around 30 seconds, I would say. And what ends up happening is he realizes that he can go at insane speeds, but that's only for 30 seconds. For a minute, he can do at normal speed, that's it. And 30 seconds, that's at like really fast speeds that he can be going. And the recharge time is like when he just feels awake, really, when he wakes back up. And yeah, so that's basically, they realize, okay, so it's kind of like he just needs the energy. So they're thinking on ways how he can have this energy, and they're just going with diets and stuff like that. So yeah, he's eating a very high stamina based diet. So like a lot of spicy food and curry and stuff like that. And yeah, he's having a high stamina-based diet. And the best part about this is I love curry. So yeah, he's having some curry, maybe some Wagamama, katsu curry. That shit's good. The chicken katsu curry, fuck yes. All right. Anyways, off topic. That was off topic. Still, if you ever go to Wagamama, bring me along. I will eat. May cost like around under $20, but I don't know. It's good. Free green tea, let's be honest. Wagamama knows what they're doing. Thank you, Wagamama, if you're listening to me. Thank you. You're awesome. Amazing people. Anyhow. So let's continue with the what if. I'm getting tired. After this, I'm going to sleep. Anywho. So, Deku, after the 10 months of training and the quirk training, he's ready. And All Might realizes that his quirk is just way too powerful. And they realize the things that he couldn't do. And the things that he couldn't do was he couldn't pass through certain metals, and it hurt him a lot passing through certain objects. And he's able to use, absorb thermal energy and transfer that into power. So they realize, okay, you know what, get some warm clothes on. Because he's always been wearing somewhat warm clothes. Not really really warm, but short sleeves and stuff like that. So he's now wearing a lot of warm clothing, like winter jackets and stuff. And what ends up happening is this. I'm going to say that Deku, on the entrance exam, he doesn't trip. Because I'm going to say he's watching where he's going, and he was able to get there really quickly, thanks to his astral projection, where he grabbed his own body and carried himself to UA. And, yeah, that raised a few eyebrows, but he was going really fast, so it didn't really matter. And now for the fun part. So, as for the, this was going to be so much fun. So as for the entrance exam, he does, I would say, around better on the written exam, because he was able to do a lot of quirk training and stuff like that and actually focus on his studies more. And I would say they do a little mini physical, because I think they did that, a little track thing. I believe they did that. Where you see the guy that flies and all that with the tornadoes or whatever. That's why he left. He was like, "Oh, this is BS, bro." It's complete dick. Idiot, really. So Deku does pretty good. Now, as for the robots, people are looking at his chart and they see astral projection. They're like, "Oh, this is interesting. I wonder how this works." Probably it's not going to work that well, though. So they're like, okay, let's see what happens. Boy, do they don't know. So what happens is this. What happens is Deku, how do I put it? He pretty much the whole time, he takes down, I would say a few robots in the short span that it starts. He hangs at the back and comes out and just jumps out of his body and just, starts messing shit up. Now, I haven't really seen how far the astral projection was, because I briefly went through it. Just skid through it, really. And so I'm just going to say, they said he weaponizes the energy, so he weaponizes the thermal energy, and he's taking in a lot. He has that thermal energy coming in kind of through the coat, so he's kind of got, some hot heat or whatever. And I'm going to say that Deku is going to be, I can't remember is thermal energy able to be cold as well? Because if so, that's cool. If it's only heat, it's fine, but please put that in the comments. I'm confused about that. Anyways, let's continue on with the what if. So, yeah, is Deku going to be overpowered? Yes, he is. So, yeah, he takes down most of the robots, and I'm going to say that around when Araka is, about to get crushed or whatever. Yeah, she totally gets crushed, No. He saves her when he sees it. He quickly sees her and he sees that she's in trouble. And he quickly, without thinking, goes like limp and goes, better yet, doesn't go limp. He, without realizing it, saves her. He doesn't go astral projection. He just uses his own speed and body, mixing it with the astral projection. Because I read it somewhere, but he's able to do something about like the spirit was able to, never mind, screw that. I'm not gonna go that deep. Anyways, I'm gonna say that he just goes limp and saves her, and brings her back, and he kind of gets her out of the problem, like grabs her from the rubble and all that, and brings her to his his limp body, and drops her off as he goes back into his body, and grabs her with the with his real body and carries her off. And yeah, he just took down a lot of robots, like I would say 15, and saved someone using something that's like insane, because it looked like he teleported with that thing to everyone else. He was going at so much insane speed, it's insane. If I had to rank this type of quirk, I'd be S class, but it's not a quirk, so yay, it's an S class ability. So yeah, I would say it's a type of, no, it's not quirk, it's like radiation, really. Don't ask. Anyway, so yeah, Deku is going to be extremely overpowered. Yeah, he's what's gonna happen here is this. So yeah, he gets in class 1A, and when he gets there, people are like really impressed because he got first because of what he did, how many robots he took down, and plus saving someone. And Raka says, "Thank you for saving me," and all that. And well, Deku, he is going to be, he's going to be really. A lot of people are like coming up to him and asking him like, "What's his quirk?" And he explains it's like it's astral projection, and it allows him to also it adds a type of regeneration to his body. It's what's keeping him going. And he explains that he was in a huge plane crash, and I would say when he mentions it, Momo, and I would say a bunch of other people that are from, I'd say Momo, Todoroki, and let's see here, Todoroki, Momo, Ida, and I'm going to say that Araka knows about that, because Raka came from like, out of town stuff. So she heard about it when she was a kid. And she was, and Todoroki heard about it because his dad was the one that helped put out the fire because he was close by at the time. And Momo heard because one of the planes was from like one of her family's things, and it was a big thing at the time. Let's be honest, she was a rich kid, alright? Let's be honest, they all mature very fast. So, yeah. They all, like, feel bad for Deku because he lost someone in that, and he was the only survivor. And they all immediately go, wow, okay, so they really need to, like, be alert in a sense. Like, they have to be able to prevent stuff like this. And what happens is this. They basically, after finding that out and what his abilities are, they all kind of like feel bad, and they just kind of like they explain that they're for them if they're there for him if he needs anything, and that's about it. Now I'm gonna say that Aizawa, hearing everyone in the class, he's kind of like, okay, so he's got more of a will to live and stuff like that, because he's seen like the report with a recovery girl who says, yeah, he's in constant pain every single second. So, yeah, and the regeneration is just a part of him. So, he's in constant pain, yet he's able to do all this. It's a miracle. He's able to even sleep. And, yeah, it looks really bad. And Aizawa is actually trying to keep a close eye on him, too. Because he wants him to, actually be a hero. He wants him to be one. He knows that his test, it really won't matter because he sees that he has more of a hero's will than anyone else in the class. He's able to get up through pain that's unbearable all over through his body and able to sleep with that pain that's unbearable throughout his whole body. And he just feels bad. So Aizawa the whole time is just going to be kind of like a person that worries about him, really. Because he sees like somewhat of himself in him, and he kind of wants to pass down his bandage fighting technique. Because he doesn't really have anything else but that astral projection, and that leaves his body open. So if he ever couldn't use it, it would be great to teach him. So there's that. So the guy that can do brainwashing isn't going to be the only one that knows how to use the scarf. So there's that. Now, this is going to be the end of part 1, so everyone have a good day and a good night, and peace out. I'm looking forward to how much time this is going to be. So, yeah, have a good day and a good night. Shh, and don't let the bed bugs bite. Anyways, peace out.